cremation of Sam Magee.
He was from Tennessee.
There are strange things done
In the midnight sun,
by the men.
whom oils were gold,
There are Arctic trails,
and their secret tales that would make your blood run cold.
the northern lights,
I've seen queer sights.
but the queerest they ever did see
Was the night on the marge of Lake Labarge when I cremated Sam Magee.
Now Sam Magee,
Was from Tennessee.
where the cotton blooms and blows.
Why he left his home round the pole to roam, God only knows.
He was always cold,
But the land of gold,
seemed to hold him like a spell.
though he'd often say in his homely way, he'd sooner live in hell.
On a Christmas day, we were mushing our way over the Dawson Trail. Talk of your cold through the Parker's fold. It stabbed
Like a driven nail.
if our eyes were we'd close and the lashes froze, so sometimes we couldn't see.
It wasn't much fun, but the only one to whimper was
Sam Magee.
Magee.
At that very night, as we lay packed tight in our robes beneath the snow, and the dogs were fed and the stars overhead were dancing heel to toe, he turned to me.
And Cap, says he,
I'll cash in this trip, I guess.
but I'm asking that you,
Won't refuse.
my last request.
Well, he seemed so low that I couldn't say no. Then he says with a sort of a moan, it's the cursed cold. It's got right hold.
I'm chilled clean through to the bone.
You ain't been dead. And my awful dread of the icy grave that pains. So I want you to swear, foul or fair,
You'll cremate
my last,
remains.
a pal's last need.
Is a thing to heed.
So I swore I would not fail. And we started on the streak of dawn. But God, he looked ghastly pale. He crouched on the sleigh and he raved all day about his home in Tennessee. And before nightfall, a corpse was all.
That was left of Sam Magee.
There wasn't a breath in that land of death, and I hurried horror driven with a corpse half hid that I couldn't get rid because of a promise given. It was lashed to the sleigh, and he seemed to say, you may tax my brawn and brains, but you promised true, and it's up to you.
To cremate
Those last,
remains.
now a promise made,
The debt unpaid.
and the trail has its own.
Earn code.
In the days to come, till my lips were dumb, and my heart how I cursed that load. In the long, long night, by the long firelight, while the huskies round in a ring, howled out their woes.
The endless snows.
Oh God,
How I cursed that thing.
and every day that quiet clay seemed heavy and heavier grow, and on I went, where the dogs were spent, and the grub.
Was getting low.
The trail was bad, and I felt half mad, but I swore I would not give in. I'd often sing to that hateful thing,
When he hearkened with a grin
till I came to the marge,
of Lake Labarge.
and a derelict there lay,
It was jammed in the ice.
and I saw it a trice,
It was called the Alice May.
and I looked at it, and I thought I bit, and I looked at my frozen chum. Then here, said I, with a sudden cry,
Is my crematorium.
some planks I tore from the cabin floor, and I lit the boiler fire. Some coal I found that was lying around, and I heaped the fuel higher. The flames just soared, and the furnace roared, such a blaze you'd seldom see. And I burrowed a hole in the glowing coal, and I stuffed in.
Sam Magee.
Then I made a hike, for I didn't like to hear him sizzle so. And the heavens scowled, and the huskies howled, and the wind began to blow. It was icy cold, but the hot sweat rolled down my cheeks, and I don't know why. And the greasy smoke and the inky cloak went streaking down the sky. I don't know how long. In the snow I wrestled with grisly fear, but the stars came out, and they danced about. Ere again I ventured near. I was sick with dread, but I bravely said, I'll just take a peep inside. So I guess he's cooked.
And it's time I looked.
Then the door,
I opened wide,
and there sat Sam.
looking cool and calm.
in the heart
of the furnace roar.
and he wore a smile.
You could see a mile.
And he said,
Please close that door.
"It's fine in here.
And I greatly fear,
You'll live in the cold and storm.
as I left Plum Tree down in Tennessee,
It's the first time
I've been warned.
There are strange things done in the midnight sun by the men who boil for gold. The Arctic trails have their secret tales that would make your blood run cold. The northern lights have seen queer sights, but the queerest you ever did see
For the night on the marge of Lake Labage, when I cremated Sam Magee.
Thank you, my friend. This was Robert's Service, the cremation of Sam Magee, dictated and spoken by Sven Hartman. Thank you, sir.
My pleasure.